One question we need to ask ourselves is, are we willing to pay the price for success? Whether it is a Buffett or a Mukesh Ambani or a Virat Kohli or a Sachin Tendulkar, they have paid tremendous price for being so successful. Let us say you need to spend 2 hours a day every day in the gym, right? Of course, you can have, if you are rich enough, you can afford to have your own gym. You get your trainer at a time when you want him to come. You have a dietitian, and all that. That's fine. That's because the money can buy. But still, you have to go to the gym, right? You cannot outsource that. You have to choose to sacrifice. I remember John Abraham in an interview say, "I love Kaju Katli, but I have not eaten it in 27 years." So saying no to sugar, right? To having been on a very restrictive diet and doing this kind of workout, are you willing to pay that kind of price for that kind of success? Is a question all of us have to ask when we look at somebody who's more successful than us and say, my God, he's so successful. The kind of price he or she pays in terms of health and mental health, physical health, etc. is not small. The question to ask is, are you willing to put that kind of effort that is required in the first place to want that kind of a career? So if I want to be successful like Virat Kohli in any field, any physical game field, it could be tennis, could be billiards, could be golf, am I willing to put in that kind of effort? Am I willing to put in that kind of sacrifice for being maybe a vegan, saying no to chana bhatura and puri chole, right? Whatever. I mean, Virat has given enough interviews about saying what are his favorite foods and how he gave it up and completely gave it up and did this kind of effort to reach where he is. So that kind of effort that is required is not mostly visible to the others, saying how they got this kind of success. If I want to be a very successful content provider, I need to write my blog, I need to record videos, I need to cut short some of these videos and put it on Instagram. I need to do SEO optimization. I need to do the whole range of things to be a very popular YouTuber, right? I can't afford to. I just don't want to pay that kind of price. I'm not even writing my blog. I stopped writing my blog. I said I'm very happy just doing this much. This itself is very taxing. Looking for a new topic every day, maybe 2 topics every day. It's not going to be very easy. So do I want to be a sales head of a bank? Answer is no. I'm not willing to give that kind of effort. I'm not even wondering whether somebody will give me a job like that, but I don't want that job even for 1 second. I have chosen this lifestyle of being more relaxed and doing whatever I want to do. Having created a dividend income, I just don't find the drive to be willing to pay a price for greater success, right? So are you willing to put in that kind of effort that is required to become a Virat Kohli or a Sachin Tendulkar or a Mukesh Ambani? I want you to have 2 takeaways from this video. One, assets bring responsibilities. So if you have a car, that car has to be registered, it has to be maintained, it has to be sent for maintenance. You either drive it yourself or you have a driver. If you have a driver, you have to make sure that he's handling it well, right? Because a simple scratch in your car when it is new hurts you much more. So assets bring responsibilities and liabilities bring, success has its own liabilities, because you have to then maintain that image. You have to go through, Deepika Padukone has famously accepted that she went through mental problems. Now, as an outsider, you keep wondering how can there be mental problems for a person who is so successful. But the same insecurities which plague you could be plaguing them also, right? The more successful they are, the more hard they think it will be to fall. So they have to put in much more effort. So are you willing to put in that kind of effort? Am I willing to put in the effort to create a new newsletter, send it across to people, etc., etc., which means I will have to hire people and do all those things, right, which are necessary to grow a business. I don't want to, right? Similarly, you have to be willing to say, I want this, I'm willing to put this effort. Many of us want things and we are not willing to put in the effort. That's not on. Like the old Mexican fisherman story. There is a Mexican fisherman who is fishing and an American banker meets him and says, why don't you take a loan, buy a trawler and get more fish. He said, what will I do with it? Because he says, what are you doing? He says, I fish a little, I come back, my wife cooks it for me, I eat, I sleep for some time, and evening I spend time with friends, and that's it. So he says, no, instead of being so lazy, why can't you buy a trawler? Why can't you buy more trawlers? We will fund you and you can grow. He says, grow into what? He says, don't take your company public, you will be a billionaire. And he says, after that what? He says, oh, you can spend more time with your family, you can spend time with your kids and friends, etc. So right, so if you have already reached the situation where you know how much you want and what is enough, and you know that success is not going to come without the liabilities, and assets are going to bring responsibilities. Now choose wisely what you want. Do you want assets? Do you want responsibilities? Do you want success? Do you want the liabilities of success? Are you willing to work hard like a Mukesh Ambani or a Buffett or a Charlie Munger or any of those rich people, or like a Virat Kohli or Sachin Tendulkar, or whatever example that you want is fine. Is to say, are you willing to pay that price? If you are not willing to pay the price, it's simple. I cannot pay the EMI of i10 and hope to get a Mercedes, right? A Mercedes will come with the EMI of a Mercedes, and i10 will come with the EMI of an i10. Don't confuse the two. Thank you.